darkness. Total terror. Spakenstein meets the space monster. This is it. For the first time on the screen, America's missile might mobilized against annihilating invaders from outer space.
We have come here to this planet for one purpose only, to acquire breeding stock to repopulate our planet.
See the kidnapping of the Earth Maidens for the love-starved slaves of the sterile planet.
Very good. We have done well, Nadia.
I am pleased, Princess. You are satisfied.
I will be satisfied when we have enough more like her to commence phase 3.
See the terrifying invasion of the beach party. See a United States astro robot become a creature of death. For the first time, see Earth horror versus space terror. See Frankenstein meets the space monster in Futurama.
Up in the sky, look! It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Superman! Faster than a streak of lightning. More powerful than the pounding surf. Mightier than a roaring hurricane. This amazing stranger from the planet Krypton, the Man of Steel, Superman. Possessing remarkable physical strength, Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice, disguised as a mild-mannered newspaper reporter, Clark Kent.
I'm sick of this fool masquerade. I shall be glad when I'm finished with my work here.
Herr Kapitän, the submarine fleet commander is impatient for news of the American convoy.
He will be advised of its location shortly. To your post. My still.
Lieutenant Fleming.
Miss Lane.
Yes?
Here, take these. Important papers. Destroy them.
American stubbornness. I give you just 10 minutes to remember what you did with those papers, or I will be forced to brighten your memory with fire. So?
So what?
Das ist genug.
has reached the convoy by this time, hasn't it?
We won't soon, Mr. Kent. We're scheduled to meet the convoy ourselves in a few hours.
That's fine.
How's that, sir?
I said that's... That's fine.
I warn you, Fräulein. Unless you talk, I will make no effort to interfere with these natives.
Oh, cut the comic opera stuff.
Very well, Ngala. Even now, if you tell me the location of the papers, I can... I have to look! Your Yankee brandy was in vain! Hurry! Contact submarine fleet commander at once!
Jawohl.
Looks like they're having a party down there.
And us not invited. How do you like that?
What's that? It's Fleming's ship. Empty. I wonder.
Lois.
Stay down, Lois.
Come in base 3X. Come in base...
Schlagt alles und raus mit euch! You...
Come in base 3X. Come in base 3X.
Torpedoes 1 and 2 ready, Herr Kommandant.
The War Department goes on to say that during this action, an entire fleet of Axis submarines was destroyed by American dive bombers, affording the troop ships a safe crossing.
On the mighty mission, praise the Lord and pass the ammunition, and we'll all be free.
The biggest, bloodiest, double horror show in history. I drink your blood, and I I eat your skin. Men become animals and eat their victims. I drink your blood and I eat your skin. A young boy infects an entire town with rabies and turns a group of men into a band of bloodthirsty zombies ravaging a peaceful countryside. I drink your blood and I eat your skin. Will make your blood curdle and your skin crawl. But you will sit there and suffer through the tortures of the damned. You will sit and watch this shocking ugliness splashing across the screen. You will ask yourself, what acts of sadism will this electric knife be used for? What horrors will be performed with this axe, this hose, this dagger, this gun, this sword? All the implements necessary to make this the ultimate in adult horror films. We have painted a bloody picture, but it is only a small part of what actually takes place in I drink your blood and I eat your skin. Can you take it? If you have a strong constitution, we challenge you to test it and sit through. I drink your blood and I eat your skin.
Good evening, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to the Friday Night Scream Stream. I'm your host, Spakenstein, joined as always by my very good friends, Mr. Evan Sink.
Good evening.
And Mr. Fresh Rogan.
Yeah,
we were doing our vocal warm-ups during the
sing-along.
During the open, as we always do. And just turn it into an impromptu sing-along.
We're turning the stream into an a cappella group.
Yeah, we're looking for our fourth. We've been wanting to be a barbershop quartet for years, and we just can't get can't get a fourth person to commit.
When you buy a striped vest and a straw hat and the wooden cane, they come in 4-packs. You can't buy 3.
No,
we got to find someone for the fourth set.
We've been waiting a long time, and until then, we just keep on keeping our pipes, keeping our pipes in good shape and just preparing for the opportunity. But until then, we're hanging back and relaxing like we do every Friday with some good old-fashioned public domain horror. And we've got a really interesting film in store for tonight. It's See, I'm already hesitating because the facts are already so complicated. What I'm going to say, even what year this came out. The title of tonight's movie is I Eat Your Skin, and it came out in 1971 on a double bill with the trailer, which we just saw in our pre-roll. At the end of our pre-roll, I Drink Your Blood.
And that trailer was pretty exciting.
The trailer was exciting.
Action-packed.
It was action-packed. It advertised both movies' titles, but it only showed clips from I Drink Your Blood.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. Not a single clip from I Eat Your Skin because they're really just two unrelated movies. I Eat Your Skin is a black and white voodoo zombie film, which was actually made in 1964, and it wasn't distributed. I can't say it. It's distributed. Thank you. It wasn't distributed until why was that so complicated?
Dear God.
I know. I was having a mini stroke here. It wasn't distributed until 1971 with I Drink Your Blood. So, but it is a zombie film. It is voodoo zombie. So it's definitely old school. So we'll be talking about zombies tonight, getting into all that good stuff. Just enjoying our public domain horror. And I haven't seen it before, so I think it'll be fun. So thanks everybody for being here, and thank you boys for being here as always. This is our penultimate episode. Penultimate. I'm gonna be having word problems all night. Penultimate episode.
Aaron's forgotten how to speak.
I really have. It's mini stroke for sure. But our 9th episode of season 5. So
next week. Closing it out.
Yes, next week.
Closing out the season.
It's
shutting her down.
Shutting her down for a week. That's it. Nobody, not to worry. We're not going.
This isn't summer vacation.
No, not quite.
S-Sync is in the house.
Oh, S-Sync, what up? What up? Yes, I know. What are you gonna do, S-Sync, when we take a week off? It's hard for our audience when we take any time off. So but don't worry, it's a short break.
It's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough, but you'll survive because if you're really hankering for your weekly dose of public domain horror, just go watch one of our old episodes on YouTube. You can go find them all there. Plenty of content to keep your to kind of, keep you get your fix in. You got to get your fix in.
There's always reruns.
Oh, that's true. I should just rerun an episode. I could. Nothing's stopping me.
There's nothing in the rules that says you can't.
No. I'll just, as long as I mark it as a rerun, I can rerun anything. We've had a 24-hour marathon of past Scream Stream episodes before. When we on New Year's Day, so that'll be a New Year's tradition. 24 hours.
Let's go live for 24 hours.
Yeah,
I'm here for it, man.
We'll do the pledge drive.
Yeah, I'm absolutely here for it. Yeah, pledge drive. Oh my god. So we're gonna interrupt the movie every 5 minutes instead of every 20 minutes.
Please call in and donate. And if you could donate,
our operators are standing by the phones.
We could already be accused now of stretching it. I can't imagine what we'd be accused of trying to go for 24 hours straight.
At what point is it just panhandling?
Yeah,
let's do one movie and stretch it over 24 hours.
Yeah,
and that's going to take us to our 27th break.
Yeah, count them down. Oh my god. Oh, that would be a mess. It'd be a lot of fun. No, you'd have to have like 100 breaks. It would be so many breaks. You'd have to stretch that out so far. Each break would be like, 30 minutes. I don't know. You just
2 minutes of movie, 30 minutes of break.
Pretty much. Especially,
a lot of discussion.
Especially if it's some shorter 60-minute movie. Which we tend to get pretty often on this program. Then you're really stretching it at that point.
So how did you guys feel about that establishing shot?
What, not something? Oh my God, yeah, it would be.
We'll just turn the movie into like a slideshow, like a PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Just go frame by frame.
Yeah, I'll give you
frame by frame
every little fact about everything.
Look, we gotta stretch this out.
We are stretching it out. All right, 24 hours.
We're doing the frame by frame analysis.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I'm here for it. No, we'll get there eventually. We'll have our 24-hour marathon. Just wait. But until then, we're here with our Friday night movies, and we're also here with our Friday night drink because, as always, Evan brings us a delicious cocktail to pair with the evening's film in a little segment which we call.
What were you drinking?
What are we drinking tonight, Evan?
Well, if someone eats your skin.
Oh.
If someone eats your skin, you might need a painkiller. That's tonight's drink. We're drinking painkillers. This is a kind of a spin on the pina colada. So that's rum, pineapple juice, and cream of coconut. Throw in a little orange juice and a garnish of nutmeg, and you got painkiller. And I thought, if I'm going to have a pina colada, then I want it to be frozen.
Right.
So we're having kind of almost a margarita night.
Well, and it's at the time for it, man. It's starting to get hot outside.
That's right. Yeah, it's spring is in full swing.
It's margarita after last Friday. It's officially margarita season, and
so we'll bring in the season.
Yeah, tonight's movie takes place in a tropical location. It's supposed to take place in the Caribbean, I believe.
Well, perfect. So we got tropical location, tropical drink.
Yeah,
all we need is the tiny umbrella.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to get the straws. Damn it. Oh well, we'll live. We'll get over it somehow.
We'll find a way.
Well, it smells delicious. It looks delicious.
Well, I think I'm ready. So,
all right.
Everybody at home, cheers.
Clink.
That's good.
That is very good.
Yeah.
It's simple.
It is.
It's tasty.
I do wish I had a straw. I will say that.
Yeah, the only thing
you just that ice just hits the top of your lip, and you're like, "Come on, ice! Like, get in my sip," and it won't do it. But it is
get in my sip.
Get in my sip,
as they say,
as the kids say. It just isn't happening. But
make it a home. Don't forget the straw.
Pro tip from a master mixologist, our resident mixologist,
man with the blender.
The man with the blender. Yeah, the man with the blender. Evan is one type of mixologist. Fresh is another type of mixologist, and together on this show we're just mixing it up all the time. Every Friday we're mixing it up. So this is really good. This is I think it's perfect for tonight's movie. Again, it's a tropical movie. It was shot in Florida, in Miami and Key Biscayne, and at Miami Beach, to be more specific. So very much that tropical vibe. But
you need to be watching this movie in a hammock.
You could be chilling, relaxing. This was shot on location, so you're gonna see all these locations. Of course, it is in black and white. You're not gonna see them in color. That's the crazy thing about the I drink your blood, I eat your skin double bill is that I drink your
one's black and white.
I drink your blood is color, and I eat your skin is black and white.
So strange.
So the double bill actually led with I drink your blood, and then I eat your skin came after it. And I'll just go ahead and tell you because I feel like it's better that you know now, like, than anticipate something that's not there. There's no skin eating or flesh eating of any kind in this movie.
Oh, great. So don't go getting your hopes up.
Don't go getting your hopes up. Again, that was it's the backstory of how this movie ended up getting released way after it was first filmed. So we'll talk all about that later. We'll get into that tonight. We'll talk about the filmmakers involved. It's got some interesting figures in the B movie world, the indie scene outside of Hollywood involved. So some interesting stuff. So, and again, I mean, it's zombies. It's all old school zombies. This was shot before Night of the Living Dead, 4 years before Night of the Living Dead came out. So it's still not.
So they hadn't quite figured out what zombies were.
Hadn't quite hit the nail on the head there yet. No, unfortunately, it took them 4 years to finally, realize. Oh, okay, yeah. What would be the most scary if they're just eating people's guts and brains, and that's what they started doing. And after that, that's when zombies, the affiliation, became flesh eating, and that's how this movie ended up with the title "I Eat Your Skin," even though again, no skin eating. So figure out.
Did they ever make a "I Eat Your Flesh"? Did anyone ever make an?
I think I might have accidentally said that. I think I might have called it that last week when I introduced the film. When I said what we were watching, I might have said, "I Eat Your Flesh." I think the reason I said that was because George Romero, the originally titled Night of the Living Dead, Night of the Flesh Eaters.
Oh.
And the reason that they changed the title was because a couple years before that, a movie had been released called The Flesh Eaters. So they were worried about confusion, or I mean, you can't copyright a title, so that couldn't have been that. I don't know what, but anyway, they changed the title, and that's how Night of the Living Dead ended up in the public domain. That because the distributor changed the title, didn't put the copyright symbol on the title card. And now it's public.
Wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Wham bam, thank you,
Straight
ma'am.
to the public domain.
Straight to the public domain, and we're sitting on it. We're saving it. We're not,
We haven't forgotten about it.
We haven't forgotten about it, but I'm really wanting to hold on to that one as long as I can. And tonight's film is I think it's good to get as many pre-Night of the Living Dead zombie films out of the way, like look at them before we get to Night of the Living Dead, so we really get a sense of what the zombie movie turned into. Yeah, what it was and how it morphed into.
We've seen quite a few so far in this show. We've seen our fair share of voodoo zombies.
We've seen at least 3, if not more. We saw White Zombie, Revolt of the Zombies, what was it? Another thing of the zombies. I can't remember what it was. And I'm sure there was some other, even something else. We have gotten our fair.
It was something zombie.
There was something zombie. And I can't remember what it was. Why can it's gonna drive me crazy.
That sounds like a real parody movie.
Something
zombies.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
We're
gonna get right on that.
Someone get on that script right now.
Something zombies. Yeah, that's zombies are again. We all know them as flesh eaters today, but it's important to realize that a lot of the public's understanding of zombies before that was voodoo, witchcraft, all these things. And especially, again, I think tonight's film's supposed to take place in the Caribbean. So it's playing on the whole idea that, voodoo is associated with, other different cultures, because it's obviously White Zombie took place in Haiti, but tonight's movie takes place in the Caribbean. So like they were just kind of putting voodoo in whatever tropical location with whatever group of people were native to that area.
It got around, okay?
Yeah, I mean, and that's all just kind of fits into the stereotype.
Voodoo is contagious.
Yeah, exactly. It's just all kind of fitting into the stereotypes that were wrapped into what people conceived voodoo to be at the time. So this movie is still a product of that. So and then Romero is the one that finally kind of took it away from the racist, stereotypical tropical island voodoo cult, BS, and turned into this new thing because it was, again, the public's understanding of zombies just was not. it was just a different thing, and now everybody just thinks flesh eaters and brain eaters, but that's not really a Night of the Living Dead thing, which
yeah, I feel like you're right. It kind of became brain eaters for a while.
It
right?
did.
I mean, nowadays I would think flesh eaters again, but
there was a movie in the 80s called Return of the Living Dead, and that I think was the first time
where the brains come from.
Huh?
That's where the brains.
Yeah, that's the first time that you have zombies that are going around saying brains. So that's where, and I feel like video games and a lot of things
it kind of propagated in that kind of space.
Right, and so
cartoons. I feel like that was like a thing in cartoons a lot of the time.
Definitely. I don't know why braids became so special, but that was not a Romero thing. That was something that he was just always like, oh, it's not my thing. I didn't.
Well, maybe it was supposed to be, but the sound guy didn't have his mic on.
Could be. It could be.
You can kind of see the zombies in Night of the Living Dead in the background. They're moving their lips a little bit. They're saying something, but
yeah, John Russo was really adamant that the zombies talk, and George Romero's like, "I'll just cut it all out later. Okay, sure. I'll just fuck all these guys. I'll just cut it out later." I mean, it seems like because Night of the Living Dead was very much like a group effort, but I think George Romero probably kind of had to put his foot down from time to time and say, all right, we're not doing some of the stupid stuff, because he was a talented filmmaker. So, but tonight's film comes from some not quite as talented.
We're not doing this fucking shit.
Yeah, I mean, he knew how to put his foot down. So yeah, tonight's film is the people involved aren't quite as talented or as inventive as George Romero, but it's still a fun little action adventure horror film. I think it's more action adventure than anything else. Apparently, this was they shot this movie under the title Caribbean Adventure because they wanted to hide from investors the fact that it was a zombie movie. So Caribbean Adventure.
It's technically true.
Yeah. So there's a lot more action than straight up horror. So I think we'll have fun with it. Again, it's from the 60s. It's pretty late for movies on this show, relatively. So I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. Anything before we get into it tonight, boys? All right,
I think we're good.
Well, Fresh, if you have it queued up.
I do.
All right. Oh my God. Then we are gonna get into the exciting beginning of. See, I want to call it by both names. I'm having trouble here.
Which one is it again?
I Eat Your Skin, aka Zombies. Right now.
AKA Caribbean Adventure.
AKA otherwise known as Bobby Bottle Service.
I forgot we had Isle of the Snake People with Boris Karloff.
That's it. Yeah,
that's what that guy in the chair just reminded me of that. Boris Karloff in that getup.
He wasn't in his get down that day.
He didn't have the sick tasseled shades though.
No.
Sick beat.
Yeah, this is crazy.
They're having a party.
So this is like drum and bass jungle music?
Yep.
More like drum and drum.
Yo,
look,
this guy brought
guest
a
of
goat.
honor.
Now the party's gonna really get started.
You know things are gonna get crazy when the goat shows up at the party.
Yo, this guy's legendary, dude. We had a party. He shows up with a freaking goat.
And when he walked in with that goat, I just knew this night was gonna be off the chain.
Party goat. The greatest of all time.
Don't worry, everybody. I've got my finger on the yikes button. Who's gonna kill, woman or the goat?
The goat, dude.
Vote now.
Very nice. That was very good.
Send your vote to the number on the screen.
Looks like a dog.
Yeah, I see it.
I kind of see a bird. Like an ink blot.
This is just a Rorschach test for the audience.
That's right. This is how they test to see if you're sane enough to be watching this movie.
Yeah, this is their Dementia 13 quiz.
That's right. Don Strong's Calypso Band.
Woo! This was scored by a band.
For Burke modes.
You guys think Banksy did all the art?
Yep. I think they definitely spent most of the $120,000 budget on paying Banksy. Yeah, that's, I mean.
Look at all these stencils.
Oh my God. The obligatory, let me thank all these companies who gave us free things credit. What does it say? Why does it have? Why did it have
music?
Yeah, music. Why did it have that?
Because it's foreign. It's exotic.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, that makes sense. couldn't imagine seeing all the crazy shit that happens in I Drink Your Blood, and then you're watching this.
I think they're just hoping that you're maybe asleep at that point, or you're you're making out with the person you came through the drive-through with.
Most people are not paying attention to the movie. So
Del Tenney.
Del Tenney, you know what Del is short for?
Deltron 3030.
Close. Delbert.
Is it short for
Delbert?
Delbert.
Nice.
Delbert.
I love that comic.
Yeah. Oh, are you sure? Do you, Fresh?
No, I don't now, actually. No, I do not.
It's about a guy who works in a Caribbean office building. Is that the Calypso band?
Yeah, I guess so. Yes, I had it my time.
He looked up, and there she stood on the balcony as nature meant her to be. The blood began beating in his temples.
Dear God, this fucking narration.
Her eyes were blue, black,
it's like I'm watching fucking Fear and Loathing.
They called, demanded him to come to her. He was up the stairs in a few bounds, and before he knew it, he was standing in her doorway.
Well, go on, go on.
Where was I? Let's see. Oh, yes.
Why is his voice all heavily compressed like he's on the radio?
She was on the bed. Her breath was coming heavy now in short, abrupt bursts. The veins in his throbbing temples were beating as if they would burst.
So he picked up the pulsating pail of ice water and dreamily dumped it on her. That's right out of your second novel, Hot Lips.
Hey,
Hot
old buddy.
Lips.
Welcome home. Did you lose all your millions at Monte Carlo?
Where have you been? I've been trying to get in touch with you since I came back.
Well, to tell you the truth, old buddy, I was holed up in my room all this time working on this great story.
You haven't turned in one word in 3 months. Where is this great story?
Oh, up here, old guardian of my mental treasures, up here.
Okay, Harry Harris. You've got exactly 30
Please
seconds
tell me that's
to get
not
off
his
your
name,
can.
Harry Harris.
I've got a job for you. You've got 15 seconds to get up from here.
There's no kissing allowed at the pool.
Oh no, there's my husband.
Oh, shit.
My God,
Wow.
of course.
God damn, this movie's bad.
What?
Oh my God.
Whoa!
Of course, he's wearing the full suit.
You know, he's a stuffy husband.
Yeah. Stuffy husband with the trophy wife.
Yeah, not like a fun kind of husband who would react well to his wife kissing someone else.
Wait a minute.
Right.
By the pool.
That's right. I'll explain later. Look, Doc, wait a minute.
Am I late, T.H.?
Oh, no, of course not.
Yeah, he's such a square.
We've got some dictating to do.
Who is this guy? Archer? Like, what is he?
I'll be right back.
He's just running around everywhere. Like, what the fuck?
This is Fear and Loathing, dude. It's a writer running around being crazy.
It really is.
Harris, I'm gonna kill you. It's a little drafty in here. I'm gonna kill you, Harris.
I don't
And the
think
other
so.
guy is his drug dealer lawyer.
Right, yeah, the trunk of that car is full of stuff. What is it, a galaxy of uppers and downers? And,
Where to, sir? Straight to the airport, Enrico, and step on it.
Wait a minute, what do you mean airport?
When I was in Monte Carlo, I met a Lord Carrington at the casino. He had a most interesting tale to tell.
Was he winning or losing?
This wells, Tom, it really doesn't matter. Lord Carrington inherited an island in the Caribbean, and this island is so remote that only he could approximate its location.
What, pray tell, does all this have to do with me?
You, Playboy
Yeah,
writer,
pray tell.
my card-playing wife, and I are going to this island. You're starting on your next bestseller.
Oh, no, Enrico, pull over.
Now, wait just a minute. Let me finish. If you don't like my story, I'll take you back to the hotel and you can continue your debauchery. The moment heard what was happening on Voodoo Island.
Voodoo Island?
Voodoo
Yes,
Island?
that's the name of the island. The more I began to
Yeah,
think
let's
of
go
the
there.
background, this would make for an adventure novel.
We'll stop by
first
Death
place,
Island on the way
makes
there.
practice voodoo.
So they practice voodoo.
Secondly, there's a large quantity of highly poisonous snakes in the island.
You're hurting your cause.
Now listen, please. Lord
Snake
Carrington
Island.
has set up a foundation to perform experiments with the snake venom. There's been a
These
famous scientist
islands
there
are
for
actually
years,
all on a chain. You can visit them all in a couple days.
Interesting, but not interesting enough. Sorry.
Now wait, let me finish. I haven't gotten to the most important part yet. These voodooists actually perform human sacrifices. And that there's some superstition about an army of walking dead. I presume you would call them...
Oh, he said it. This is where they got the idea for the series.
You actually contemplate taking that lovely, voluptuous kook of a wife whom you claim to love, and me, your breadwinner, whom you claim to be your best friend, to an island overrun with dead people, practicing human sacrifices and voodoo for the sake of a good book?
Thanks for summing up that whole conversation.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
What is that?
Girls.
Girls?
What if he just said yes?
Like you to come along and pluck them off their tropical vine.
Cut to the next scene.
This guy's just a cartoon wolf. I don't understand. Like his motivation is girls.
Struck and left the island populated with 5 girls to every 1 man.
Very three-dimensional character we've got here.
Interesting.
Say no more.
Let's go to Voodoo Island.
Well, you talked me into it.
Baby, did you miss me?
Oh, Tommy, I longed for your arms, your lips, your...
All right. Will you please tell me what this cockamamie thing is all about?
You won't believe it. Let Moneybags explain.
Like I'm watching an anime dub.
Yeah, do you think that was 80
What's this all about?
Now, Carl, calm down.
I think all of this movie is.
The greatest canasta game ever. I've got Sophie and me for $3.42, and the beach boy walks
Like
by
that doesn't sound like she's outside.
and says pack for a week and to meet him at
Kind
the
of
airport.
sounds like she's in a sound.
Now give her the explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely
Lovely.
shot without
because
sound.
I love you so much and because I want you to have everything. I'm taking you and your best lover away on a vacation.
Like, if you close your eyes, it kind of sounds like a radio
across that lovely
play.
blue Caribbean lies a land of every man's dreams, where we can lie in the hot sun all day and drink long, cool, exotic rum drinks.
Great.
I can do that at the Fontainebleau.
Okay, big mouth, just get in the plane.
The Fontainebleau.
Just get in the plane.
Okay, big
Don't
mouth.
talk to me like that.
If you don't get in the plane this very minute, I'm going to cancel every one of your charge accounts in every department store, couture, salon in this country. And in Paris, and in London.
These fucking voiceovers.
I cannot imagine. This was shot in 1964, released in 1971. The gap, the amount of things that happened between the years in between, this did not age well by the time it was released.
Carl.
Had this studio made anything?
Huh?
Had this studio made anything?
No, this is all Delbert.
Can you see it? It doesn't seem to be where we marked it on the map, sir.
Well, yeah, didn't they say that the guy who lives on the island's the only guy who could find it?
Well, we better find something.
I love the Gran Turismo music.
They're in the elevator.
Think you can make it? We'll make a go at it, sir. Well, switch over to the emergency tank. We are on the emergency tank now, sir. Here, let me take over. Maybe I can make the beach.
Oh my god.
Let me take over. Maybe they'll have more gas when I'm driving.
God, this guy's such a dick.
What a moron.
Oh shit.
He's gonna land on the beach.
Here, let me take control.
All right, hold on. Here we go. We're going in.
You guys didn't want to go back, did you?
Yeah, we'll be fine. I'm sure there's fuel on the island.
this island to make some out of coconuts.
It's not even the same beach.
No,
it looks like they landed immediately.
Yeah.
There's no strip of land there.
I like how the tire screeched when it hit the sand.
Well, I spotted a glimpse of a house up at that end of the island.
Hey, would you bring me a banana or coconut or something? Well,
These sunglasses,
with excitement.
He looks really cool.
Oh, get a load of talking tubbo.
Look, none of that. You stay with the plane. I'll be back as soon as possible. Enrico, you better give me my gun.
Do you have a single fact to back that up?
Hurry back.
This, okay, all right, whatever. Yeah, the totally wild island with this mowed grass. This looks like he's on a fucking golf course.
Yeah, it's just, you know.
Oh, damn it. We landed on Back Nine Island. Maybe it is Snake Island.
Snakes? I love snakes.
That'd be the best twist ever, a protagonist that just loves snakes.
Oh, fuck yeah, I love snakes.
How do snakes end up on an island?
They swim? I don't know. The girl.
Just swimming toward the guy with a gun shoved down the front of his pants.
Yep.
Is that
just
a gun
my
in
gun.
your pants, or are you excited to see me?
Just my gun.
You guys think that's a mask?
Nope. As I read in some review of the movie earlier today, they're like, and the makeup just looks like somebody had oatmeal like thrown all over their face. She's like, I don't know you, creep. God, he's probably covered in leeches.
He'll just shoot him off, it's fine.
1-800-CONTACTS. I have special eyes.
I'm augmented.
Buenos dias, senor.
Buenos dias, senor.
We've been forced to land on the beach. Can you tell me where I can get some help?
Sí, senor. Follow me. Bien.
Oh my God.
Oh, this happens all the time.
I love it. I love it when someone thinks that another person doesn't speak English, or they just speak English louder to them.
What are those drums?
Senor, they are voodoo drums. Desde que usted ha llegado.
We landed on a boat, and we need to find shelter.
Sacrifice?
Sí, un sacrificio por Don Bela Hueda.
What's going to be sacrificed?
Yo no sé, señor. No puedo hacer más.
Let's go check it out. You've piqued my curiosity. I must see what this is all about.
This dude totally had his hands on this guy's ass.
Must be really hard for this actor to see where he's going.
Oh my god!
My god.
You should have cut that tree into him.
Just gently, like, put his knife into the tree.
That was like a Star Trek fight for sure.
Tomás, venga aquí. Right, see?
So you think he can borrow that boat now?
Yeah, I would.
Mr. Fairchild. Mr. Fairchild.
Terrible
CGI.
CGI.
We're friends.
I could see the green screen.
We won't hurt you. Oh, Mr. Fairchild, thank goodness you're all right. I'm not Mr. Fairchild. I'm Tom Harris. Oh, yes, Mr. Harris. I'm Charles Bentley. Mr. Fairchild radioed you'd be coming. Terribly sorry this had to happen to you. Been hunting the man who killed him for over a week. He's violently insane, of course. Suddenly went berserk, slaughtered his wife and child, and now this. I hope he didn't hurt you. Not for the want of trying. Tomás, Mario. Toman esta dirección. He ran in that direction, didn't he? Yes, he went that way. Cuidado! We have to get to him before his own people do. They got him first. I hate to think what they'd do to him. You see, Mr. Harris, these are very simple people. They understand only that deed, not the cause. Deranged mind, a homicidal maniac. It's quite beyond their comprehension. Well, I saw your plane coming in. I couldn't tell where it landed. We ran out of gas and we had to land on the beach.
You guys are coming in pretty
you
hot,
had two
huh?
narrow escapes. Let's hope the rest of you stay on the island isn't quite so hazardous. Come on.
Well, that was ominous.
Who is this guy?
En cielo, que no habla. Comprende?
Que no habla. Stalking around.
Mr. Fairchild! What? Huh? Look! Hey, quick, get in the plane, lock the door.
Wow.
Roll him up. It's the dangerous hat gang.
Yeah, they ain't getting in this.
Vengan ustedes a sus casas.
¿Por qué es el avión a la playa, señor?
No les importa. Vayan ustedes. Robbie. Ustedes cuatro esperan aquí.
Sí, señor. Ustedes cuatro, esperamos aquí.
Mr. Fairchild, I'm
Really
Charles
should have brushed
Bentley.
up
How
on
do you
my
do?
Spanish.
I'm Lord
Need some
Carrington's
subtitles.
overseer on the plantation here on the island. Mr. Bentley, this is my wife, Coral.
Am I glad to see you, honey?
Well, it's my
Oh my
pleasure.
god. Ain't
welcome
I
to our
glad
island.
to see
Let's
you?
go to the house. You can freshen up, and then we'll celebrate your arrival. Thank you. What about the plane? Roby and his men will roll it up on the beach and tie it down.
Push it into the ocean.
He's like, hello, stranger. Just so you know, our plane's out of fuel and we have no way to get off this island.
Oh, what a shame.
Oh, it sucks. Get in my Jeep.
We're completely at your mercy. I hope we can trust you.
Oh, hey, we can't fit this many people. Oh, wow.
You're going the wrong way. Good thing that this thing can swim.
Yeah, the music is just very like.
Ah, this is Guarita, my housekeeper.
Welcome.
She'll take good care of you.
Thank you, honey.
That's all they had in the library.
Mr. Bentley, what a lovely house you have.
The catalog only had 5 songs and that they could use.
Well, come in, come in.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
We're coming up on the break.
Thank you,
Please,
sir.
all of you, mi casa es su casa. My house is your house.
Oh, thanks for translating that one.
This way, please.
And that is going to take us to our first break. So, that was the first third of I Eat Your Skin. What do we think so far, boys?
We've got a lot of movement so far. Like, there's been quite a bit that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
We're covering a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Literally.
A fair amount of action. First, we were poolside and you know, downtown Miami.
In this hotel in Miami.
Yeah, just getting into all kinds of shenanigans, and now we're on Voodoo Island, and we've
crossed the Gulf.
Yeah,
we crossed the jungle. Gotten chased by a zombie guy. Had a guy get decapitated.
Yeah, freaking got his whole head just clean off.
So we got what, one body?
One body, yeah, one body so far. And I'm sure they'll just, you know, start working their way. I'm sure the pilot will be next, and then, you know, they'll just then the wife, the annoying wife. And I only say she's annoying because they obviously dubbed her voice in later to make her sound annoying.
Yeah.
I think that was the
the idea.
Yeah, it's like, oh, the actress she didn't sound annoying enough. Let's get an actress who sounds really annoying.
We're gonna crank this up.
Yeah, she didn't go as big as we wanted her to go. What? Come on.
We want to turn her into a cartoon character.
Essentially, just the stereotype of the shrill wife was certainly heavily employed at this time. Again, it's the weird thing about this being shot in 1964. That kind of stereotype seems right on for 1964. But by 1971, I think there's already like, yeah, that's a pretty bad stereotype. Like that, you know, like it's just crazy to think that. I mean, basically what happened with this movie was it was shot in 1964. The director originally had a deal to distribute it with 20th Century Fox, and they said, you got to use an all-union crew, which he wasn't happy about, but he did it because he wasn't happy because instead of a 2-week schedule, they had to do a 3-week schedule because the union crew works slower than the non-union crew. So he's like, but he wanted to get distributed by Fox. But
pesky unions.
Pesky unions. But because they were shooting in black and white, Fox ended up saying, nah, we're not distributing this. So then he was it was supposed to be on a double bill with Frankenstein Meets the Space Monster, which was the other trailer we saw in our pre-roll. That didn't happen for whatever reason. And so it just sat on the shelves until the producer of I Eat Your Skin or I Drink Your Blood, Jerry Gross, was looking for another movie to put on a double bill with I Drink Your Blood. And he just needed something. And so he saw this sitting on the shelf and was like, okay, I'll just scoop this up and,
So this is just an unrelated movie.
Just an unrelated movie that he put. It was again. Del Tenney originally titled it Zombies, and then when Jerry Gross bought it in 1971, he retitled it I Eat Your Skin, so it would go with I Drink Your Blood.
Great.
Even though it's completely unrelated. And I believe that he paid Tenney $40,000 for the distribution rights, and so pretty good deal for Tenney, because basically, so Del Tenney was an actor, and then he ended up producing and writing, and then in a couple cases directing some B horror movies. And the two that he's really known for, which are the two trailers we're going to see during the break, both these movies came out in 1964, which is the same year tonight's movie was shot. And then he basically retired from the filmmaking business. And so he did these two other movies before this. That's the trailers that we're going to see. The first is for a movie called Curse of the Living Corpse, which I believe is a period horror film. And it's got Roy Scheider from Jaws. It was one of his first roles in that movie. You see him briefly in the trailer. And then the other movie is called The Horror of Party Beach, which is about a sea monster attacking youthful teens on the beach when they're, so it's basically like a beach party film, but there's a monster involved, and it billed itself as the first horror movie musical. I think it came out just before The Incredibly Strange Creatures Who Stopped Living and Became Mixed Up Zombies, which was the second horror movie musical.
But it's got the best title.
It definitely has the better title. But the Horror of Party Beach beat it out to the punch. Got on the horror movie musical bandwagon first. But Del Tenney directed and wrote and produced both of those films. So those are the trailers that we're going to see during the break, and they're absurd movies. And that both of those movies were also released on a double bill with each other. And so the trailers kind of, I guess the gimmick for this movie was the kind of typical, you have to make, like, you will die of fright if you, like, something about dying of fright. Like, you have to make sure that you won't hold the theater liable if you die of fright. Something like
right. Well, if you die, you can't sue the theater.
Right. Yeah. But if they've already got your money, it worked out. So I don't know. That's what they ended up. That's what they ended up doing. And I mean, it's it's a gimmick. It was a gimmick. I think it had already been done a few times up to that point. So at that point, by 1964, let's just recycle it. Nobody's gonna give a shit anyway, as long as it has a cool title. It's playing at a drive-in more than likely. Again, that was what double bills were really popular in the drive-in circuit, the Grindhouse movie circuit, and so that's really the world that we're in tonight between this film, which was on a double bill with I Drink Your Blood, and then these two trailers, which were on a double bill with each other, and all Del Tenney films. So we are going to see these two trailers, and then when we come back, we'll get into the exciting middle of I Eat Your Skin. So stick around. We'll be right back.
See the creature that undrapes the passions of the living.
beach set twists to the big beat sound of the Delaires, swinging out with 6 rocking hits, while the cycle gangs burn up the road and strong-arm their way into the party with fists flying, while teenagers prepare for a secluded slumber party, ghoulish atomic beasts who live off human blood. Again and again, the fiendish monsters struck like nothing that ever stalked this earth. An entire city in the throes of panic, at the mercy of demons from the dead.
So yeah, your fright release.
Make sure you get your fright release.
You better make sure you sign your fright release for Curse of the Living Corpse and The Horror of Party Beach. Again, both I believe released by 20th Century Fox, and again, I don't know what changed about Fox that they took both of those movies, which are black and white, but then didn't want tonight's film Zombies. Maybe they just didn't think it was any good. Who knows? But I mean, again, eventually it's picked up by this guy Jerry Gross, and he
the host of Fresh Air.
Well, I'm a distant relation, I'm sure, of the Honorable Terry Gross. But he was an exploitation producer who, made a lot of like he directed a movie called Teenage Mother, which is, an exploitation film about, young teenage mothers, right? Like he was that kind of exploitation producer. He had his own company called Cinemation Industries, which released tonight's film, and did a lot of like, blaxploitation, sexploitation films, and needed this. So he was the one who eventually paid Dell $40,000. And it's so weird because, again, Del Tenney made this movie and then he quit the film business for like 30 something years, and then for whatever reason in like 2000 made 2 other very low budget horror movies which are not any good. I mean, again, I haven't seen them again. But yeah, I don't know. I guess the itch, he just had the itch, but
all right, you talked me into it.
He did. He wrote one and then he co-directed another one, which is like an Edgar Allan Poe like riff, where it's like it's called Descendant, and it's about a descendant of Edgar Allan Poe who's haunted by Edgar Allan Poe. And yeah, great. And it's got Katherine Heigl in it, and it's very early 2000s. I almost showed the trailer during that break, but it's a longer movie tonight, so I had to go with the shorter breaks. But yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe he's hurting for money. I don't know. But I mean, he wrote, and co-directed and did some producing. So I don't know why he got out. I don't know why he got back in, but it's a weird business. Making movies is, it's just something that when you're up for it, you're up for it, but it's definitely a hard job. And, I mean, again, so the second unit director of tonight's film commented about Del Tenney, saying that Del Tenney was more comfortable directing actors in the studio than he was out in the swamps of Florida filming some of these other, like, more like the sequence we just saw with the zombie in the brush. And I think I mean, again, the guy who said that was the film's second unit director William Griffey, who was a Florida filmmaker who shot all these movies out in the Florida swamp, and he's
used to it.
Yeah, and I mean he's still alive today, and some company did like a big box set and documentary on him, and it's called They Came from the Swamp. And it's
one of those Gator Boys.
Yeah, I mean he made a movie about like a guy who's like into reptiles, and he has like a telepathic connection with them, and then sends them to like kill his enemies. It's like that's the thing. This guy made a bunch of horror. He went on to make a bunch of horror movies. He made after Jaws came out, he made a movie called Mako: The Jaws of Death, which is about a guy who has like, I don't think he has telepathic connections with sharks, but he's like sympathetic to the plights of the sharks. And so he's like trying to get revenge on people who are out killing sharks. So it's a little bit of a play on the, the whole like Jaws storyline at the time. And
Jaws, but what if Jaws was the good guy?
Well, right. And but this guy was like a big time, like he was the guy in Florida who was just always making movies. He ended up doing second unit on the James Bond movie Live and Let Die when they shot. I think they shot in Louisiana. They may have shot some in Florida. I'm not quite sure, but and then he also did a movie in the 70s called Whiskey Mountain, which was shot in the mountains of North Carolina, because apparently he has a house in the mountains of North Carolina, loves the mountains of North Carolina, decided he wanted to make a movie about the mountains of North Carolina, dirt bike riding, and like Civil War treasure. And so
Whiskey Mountain.
That's Whiskey Mountain. And I watched it, and it's on Tubi if anybody's interested. It's fine. It's got a score by the Charlie Daniels Band.
Oh.
So that's interesting. A little bit of North Carolina cred there. And when it's kind of a deliverance thing, not as
it's three guys on a dirt bike instead of
no, it's like it's two couples, and so it's a lot more like it's a lot more rapey vibes towards the ladies, as again, I mean,
unlike Deliverance,
which is just
the other way
around. Yeah, but it's definitely a play on Deliverance, and it's a bummer. It had a kind of a bummer ending now that I remember it, but it was interesting. It was weird. But yeah, so that guy did the second unit stuff on tonight's film. And so tonight's film just had some interesting people behind the camera. I don't really have many facts about the actors because they just didn't do a lot. I think our lead did a lot of TV, and his most prominent thing was being on a whole bunch of Days of Our Lives episodes. I think that's about it. But
our daytime TV guy.
But more talent behind the camera than in front of the camera. Obviously, as we've seen with some of these actors. So, yeah, I think if you boys, Fresh, if you've got it queued up.
I do.
And we're going to go ahead and get into the exciting middle of I Eat Your Skin right now.
All right, come on, honey.
God, her voice is so grating. It sounds like a blender like blaring or something.
Oh, Doug. Tom, look. What a glorious tropical sunset.
Look, you two, there's something very strange going on in this island. I don't know what it is. But this afternoon when I was coming up to...
He sounds like such a douchebag. His voice sounds like a blender just grinding away.
Juanita, is it true there is to be a sacrifice tonight?
Sacrifice? Who's sacrificing what?
I do not understand, senor.
She does sound like Gladys from Bewitched.
We'll talk about this later.
Abner, there's a witch next door.
Whoa, wait. What? Oh, no, that's her husband. I was like confused for a second. Forgot who was who. All these white guys looking the same.
Wow, that's a yikes on Garrett.
I said it. Thank you, sir.
I love it when drinks come by the pitcher.
I know, right? Yeah,
Isn't that fun?
How all drinks should come, right? You get to the end and it's all melted or warm, depending on what you're drinking. And
what do you think about the nutmeg garnish? I think that's an interesting.
I like it.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Yeah. Give me a dash.
Hit a nutmeg.
Just a hit. Oh yeah. No, I like nutmeg. It's the woman he scared off earlier.
Sorry.
You scared me.
Yeah,
the way she was smiling. Who smiles like that by herself?
Oh boy, Mr. Harris, I've read some of your books, and I only hope you're more original in person.
Just bad coverage.
Well, I'm afraid that's one of the
Oh, sorry, I was just thinking about something funny.
You stand naked before the world. Well, the least you can do is tell me your name.
Only on one condition, if you mix me something very cold to drink.
Well, lead the way.
Gonna make you a drink. Perfect.
Already one step ahead of you.
All right, what's he making?
This is just Quagmire.
Yeah, essentially. That feels like what this is. Quagmire origin story.
Well,
if he says all right,
my
I'm
father,
just gonna.
Dr. August is here on the island doing some experimental research.
Pilot, right?
Oh, so your father is a man that's going to find
Well, he did land
the
the
world's
plane.
deadliest disease.
Let us say, Mr. Harris, that my father is doing his very best. He works hard. Too hard, perhaps.
Well, here.
Salute?
Salute?
Is that how you say it?
I see you at least mix
Salute
an
or
excellent
whatever?
drink, Mr. Harris. What is it?
A Rob Roy.
Oh. Well, what brings
It's a
such
Rob
an
Roy.
important
The hell is a
person
Rob
such
Roy?
as yourself to Voodoo Island?
To find you. A wandering sailor came by one day and told me of a beautiful blonde goddess who inhabited this island.
God, this dude is
From which one of your books
cheesy.
was that line?
My next one, I hope.
Whiskey and vermouth.
Whiskey and vermouth. I don't know if
I
I've
see
ever.
you've already
and
met
bitters.
Janine. Mr. Harris, this is Dr. August
Manhattan.
Bilodeau.
Oh, how do you do, Doctor?
How do you do? Charles was telling me in the garden about your arrival, Mr. Harris. And if, as I understand it, you're here to gather background material for a new novel, you've certainly made a very successful start.
Well, I'm afraid I'd prefer to fictionalize that incident.
It must have been horrible.
Well, that native that killed the fisherman and attacked me this afternoon, there was something very unnatural about him. That skin and those eyes. You know, I've heard a rumor that there's an army of walking dead on this island. Is there any truth to that?
Yep, that's all it takes.
Well, maybe I can explain this, Mr. Harris. Growing on this island is a very rare plant that when the roots are crushed and left to dry in the sun, it forms a very toxic narcotic.
Oh,
And for
okay,
centuries, the
okay.
natives have used this as we use alcohol. But excessive use of this narcotic sets up a strong chemical reaction in the body tissues. Maybe that can explain the abnormal appearance of the native and his deadly intent.
Well, I see you started
So
with
they're all
this.
just taking bath salts.
Hi,
Like
everybody.
zombies.
Right.
I must
so
apologize. We
they've
had
been
a little
doing
trouble
this,
deciding
but,
what to wear.
They're
I
not
think
used
I'll
to
make that a
anybody
double.
going crazy.
Oh, I feel like swinging tonight.
It's the first time that this has happened.
Well, who's this pretty little thing?
Coral and Duncan Fairchild, this is Janine and Dr. August Bilodeau.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Dinner served, senor.
Gracias, Guarita. Benignos. If you want those cocktails, I'm afraid you'll have to bring them to the table with you.
Oh, no.
Guarita is a magnificent cook. One thing she will not tolerate is food getting cold.
Thank you, honey.
Perhaps it's just as well. I have a Beaujolais I'm very proud of. Hard liquor will just dull the palate.
Oh no, why is the music sinister?
Wham, wham.
Guess who's back?
Oh, they got tiki torches? Wow.
The only smoke that's ever going to be safe is a good cigar. Oh, I disagree. Someday they're going to get the clean tobacco in the right filter. Now, you mark my words. Gentlemen, shall we continue this in the other room? That's a very good idea. Very good.
Yeah, let's go in there and keep talking.
I said gentlemen. Ladies,
what do you think of our island
please
now?
leave.
Oh, it's beautiful. Almost unreal.
All right, it's boys' night. You know what that means.
What are those drums? That fisherman told me this afternoon that there would be a sacrifice.
Anybody without a Y chromosome out of the house.
Please leave. Doors that way.
In your cosmopolitan cities, when you want to enjoy yourself, you go to a nightclub. Even in your small towns, you have bars and movies and dances. Well, here on the island, when the natives want to have fun, they beat on drums and dance.
Well, why do they call this island Voodoo Island?
Any voodoo that's practiced on this island today is quite harmless, I assure you.
Oh, really?
Quite harmless, I assure you.
Pinky
Mr.
promise.
Bentley, I noticed that you had quite an interesting library, and especially the section on local religions and customs.
Oh, yes, that's one of my hobbies.
I was wondering if you minded if I browsed around a while.
Not at all.
Very
Help
meat
yourself
and potatoes.
anytime.
Thank you very much.
Well, you'll excuse me. I'm afraid I have to be in the fields rather early in the morning. And I to my laboratory.
Has this guy been sitting there?
Doctor, I was wondering if you allowed outside observers to enter your domain.
Yeah, hey, I'm also here.
I'd like to see your laboratory.
I've been just out of frame this entire time.
Maybe in the morning, after I've finished my rounds, I could give you all a tour of the island.
I would like that very much.
Well, good night. Good night. Anyone for a nightcap?
Not for me.
Bro, I
feel
think
slightly dizzy as it is.
Anyone for a nightcap?
I'm game if you are, honey.
Okay, cutie.
Oh my god.
He looks like what?
Jesus Christ.
Care to take a walk?
That was absurd.
But I warn you, I've studied jujitsu.
Care to take a walk? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, all right, go ahead.
You two care to come?
This is the second movie that we watched where a female character is skilled in the arts of jujitsu. This season. This is the second film this season.
Doug, don't you feel
Nice to see.
tired or something?
Carl.
We did say we wanted to see more of that.
She has to flip him over her back like the woman in Bloodlust.
Flip him into a vat of acid.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Oh, look at that
The only thing that'll kill zombies.
That's nice.
Look at that moon. Oh yeah, you mean the sun?
Don't you ever get
Oh wait,
lonely
don't
with
look
no
at
other
it.
young people down here?
Sometimes.
Here, put these glasses on and then you can look at it.
And I swim.
Do you like my bead tasseled
And I go to San
sunglasses?
Juan about twice a year.
Maybe I can talk you into coming to Miami.
Oh shit! Oh!
If only I could get my father
You
to
brought
leave his
friends.
island.
Why? Is there something wrong? Maybe I can help.
If only you could.
So, is it supposed to be a mask in the movie?
don't think so. Oh shit!
I think this like fruit drug is giving him like mega cataracts.
Yeah.
But whatever they put on his face, they like got it on his chest too.
Yeah, I think that was just them. Either he accidentally touched the makeup before it was dried, or
they just slapped it on.
Yeah, they just slapped it on. They're like, oh shit! Now we have to do it like this every time. And I guess he is supposed to have those bullet holes around his chest as well.
Guy won't quit.
This is Archer music, dude.
Yeah.
It is very Archer.
Got half the Rat Pack hanging out.
Everybody just sauced out of their minds.
I'm freaking out, man.
Dude, we have to go in public. We have to act normal. It's okay.
How do my eyes look? You think anybody's gonna notice?
What's happened? That's what I'd like to find out. We were out there walking in the garden when 3 of these creatures with the eyes jumped on us. 3 of them.
I had no idea the natives were using the drug so extensively.
With eyes?
I'll post guards around the house.
That's weird.
First thing in the morning, my men and I will go after them. Now, I think it might be best if all of us tried to get some sleep.
Mr. Bentley, perhaps you could answer one question first.
Well, I'll try, but I'm not sure I know what's going on right under my nose.
Well, these men or creatures or things or whatever they are murdered a man this afternoon and tried to kill me. Tonight, they did everything possible to kidnap Janine. Now, why? What do they want?
Mr. and Mrs. Fairchild, would you take Janine upstairs, please?
Certainly. Come along, darling.
I didn't want to frighten them. But you certainly have a right to know as much as I know. No, I don't pretend to know the subtlety of these people's religion. I don't think any outsider does. Here. Why these creatures want Janine? You can only guess.
They want your daughter, but you're just hanging out.
This book was written by one of the foremost experts on voodooism in the world. Now, in it, he tells the story of a medical missionary in Africa.
In the world.
Whose daughter was killed by the local tribe. Yes, here it is. Dr. Jacobson had been treating the natives for a disease which they'd been stricken with for some time. So many of them were dying that they were willing to try anything. All the young virgins of the tribe had been sacrificed to their god, Dumbella Owida. The only girl left was Dr. Jacobson's blonde daughter. One night, the son of the tribe's chief was stricken with the disease. The chief had the blonde girl sacrificed, and his son recovered. Now, the fact that the doctor treated the boy, of course, was the thing that saved his life. But the tribe believed that the sacrifice of the young blonde girl had saved the boy's life.
How many times is he going to call her blonde?
That the descendants of that tribe
blonde
are the natives on this island. They were brought here by the slave traders centuries ago.
You mean to tell me that the natives on this island today still believe they can avoid a catastrophe by sacrificing a young blonde virgin, in this case Janine?
He's doing it again. He's doing it again.
Well, can't you put a stop to this?
Do you mean to tell me?
Mr. Harris, these people have had their superstitions for centuries. Now, you can't expect them to drop them in a matter of decades.
I thought you said, Mr. Bentley, earlier this evening that the voodoo practiced on this island was harmless.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't know what to think. I'll go post those guys.
But I said JK after I said it.
Creep.
Please go.
Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you, but I have to talk to you. Now, I don't know what's going on in this island, but I do know you're in serious trouble. I want you to leave with us tomorrow afternoon at low tide.
I can't. I can't go without my father.
She really should leave, though. I don't understand why her father doesn't want
is
to get
very
her out.
commendable, but I think this is a little one-sided. If you're all he has in the world, I should think he'd want to protect you.
He's a dedicated man.
Just assuming.
You don't understand that, do you? Without his work, he'd be nothing. It's his whole life.
I thought you told me you were his whole life.
Please, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
I don't know why I'm getting involved in something that's none of my business.
Tom? I'm sorry. I realize you're just trying to help. I need you.
Yeah. Gossip spread so fast on that island, you know, it wouldn't take much. Just get that rumor going, get that rumor mill churning.
Maybe they just dye her hair.
True.
Come on.
Now you have to let us leave.
Red? What are we supposed to do with a redhead? Ceremony's ruined. Oh my god. Yep. They figured it out. Are they gonna fade to black? Bam! 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 Da, 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 da.
I just love that they got a big band to do all the music.
I mean, this is so 60s it hurts. I cannot believe they released this in 1971.
Like, imagine that being your sex playlist.
It's like action scenes.
Yeah.
Don't ask Sylarn. I'm sure this whole soundtrack. He has this whole soundtrack on his phone.
Great harmony here.
I don't like that angle.
You feel it. See, I can't tell if this is on location or if this is a set, because the ground just looks too flat to look like a real ground. It looks
It's
like
true. It is Florida though. Florida's pretty flat.
It is, but it just looks like they put dirt on a floor. Had some shrubs and some ficuses around.
That's not even a real word. Ficus.
Ficus. Go ficus yourself.
Papanivo, dinos, ¿cómo es posible quitar esta maldición de nuestras islas?
Dame la huella, no está satisfecho hasta que folle la
Why is he talking with that cigar in his mouth?
I love it. I love the cigar hanging out between the beads.
Like the smallest tip of that. Barely, like... How are you speaking with that?
This looks like when your Saints Row custom character shows up in the cutscene.
Gracias, Fernando.
Yeah, thank you.
Good
Look at him
morning,
actually
Mr.
working
Harris.
for change.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Bentley.
Un café, por favor.
I like the tree doorway.
Thought. I hope you've done as well by your stomach.
I'm here in my office.
Perfectly cut out fucking doorway.
They haven't come down yet. What time is it?
Just after 10. You either worked very quickly or you got up very early this morning.
When a story interests me, I move right along.
This one must be fascinating.
Yes, it is. I'm writing about what's happened to us since we arrived on this island.
And why aren't you wearing a shirt?
Like so much of life, no one will believe it.
Is that you write better when your shirt isn't on?
Look, we all have our process, okay?
I think it might be best for you and your friends to leave the island as soon as possible.
Oh, I quite agree. I've instructed Enrico to locate gas for the airplane.
Terribly sorry this had to happen right now.
Last night you said you'd show me Dr. Billard's laboratory.
I'm afraid I'll have to declare the laboratory out of bounds. If you'll excuse me, I'll get back to work.
It's out of bounds.
Okay, what is this, Harry Potter? The lab is
out of bounds. It's not off limits.
Okay,
it's out of bounds.
Get out of here.
5 points from Gryffindor.
Yeah, 5 points.
Good morning, Tom. Coffee, please. Morning, Dunk.
Well, good morning,
This is totally
lover.
the Hufflepuff.
Hi, sweetie pie.
Look, Dunk.
Yes. I think you're right, I think. This is just
buddy boy. Looks like you jumped
fan
off
service
the
for the ladies.
wagon with vengeance.
This one's for the ladies.
I love you. I love you. Hey, lay off. You'll get the paper all soggy. If you're gonna wear that, I can't stay around here.
You're sweet, honey.
I'll see you two children later.
Why not just say kids? That sounds like I'll see you two children.
I've got to find out what's going on around here.
But don't you want me to go with you?
Almost feels like a jab.
No, you stay here with Coral. And be ready to leave at 3 o'clock this afternoon. I've got Enrico loading the plane with gas, and we'll try to take off in the wet sand.
All right.
That's how he's balancing out not wearing a shirt. He's just wearing long pants. I mean, look at it that way. You're hopefully not getting bit up by the mosquitoes as much as on your legs. Now your torso's a different story. You're fair game. You're just gonna be covered in mosquito bites.
Got that Castaway look.
Hi.
It looks like he just rode in on a piece of driftwood.
Do you know what time it is?
Wow. Okay.
He needs a rope belt. He needs a rope holding his pants up.
Well, I think it's pretty clear she's not going to be much use in the ceremony
now.
now.
Conversation of last night, a great deal of thought. I've decided to ask Father if he'll leave the island with us. That is, if you want us to come.
Oh, you know I do.
But
I suppose we can get everybody into the plane.
He's like, oh,
Of course,
fuck.
Coral will have to leave some of her luggage behind. Come on.
You get dressed, and we'll go tackle your father.
We'll go. Did he say we'll go tackle your father? Well, if they could tackle her father, they wouldn't need to ask him.
I don't know
permission.
what these guys are doing.
Hey, old man, you're wide open.
I think that's just when you put them in your tackle box.
You throw out some bait, see if he takes a bite.
What is this place?
I don't know.
How did they end up here? I don't.
They just wandered here.
Let's go talk to your father. Where are we?
We're lost. Hey, I know a shortcut.
Girl, you live there. You know what's up.
These are symbols that are used in voodoo sacrificial rites.
Oh, yeah?
He just has all the knowledge.
What was that?
Fresh, make sure you check me on where the break is, because I'm not...
Yeah, we got 50 seconds till we hit it.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Dissolve after come on.
Gotcha, thank you.
I can't see a thing.
Like this.
Yeah.
I wandered into this tiki bar. Oh shit. There's a ton of them now.
Oh, come on. You got them all there. Why don't you just...
What are they?
I don't know, but I know you're coming with us this afternoon. Where's your father's laboratory?
This way.
Come on.
And that is going to take us to our second break.
Man, Dead Island 2 is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the zombies just they really outdid themselves on the design here. I mean, really figured out how to make them look realistic.
I think they landed on Conjunctivitis Island.
Yeah, that's the real horror of this movie. So that was the middle of I Eat Your Skin. What do we think so far?
Well,
I have no idea what's going on.
It does feel like they're meandering a little bit.
Yeah, they definitely are. I know that's what I said, S-Sync. They're already there. Like, he's got the torch. They're corralled pretty easily. All you got to do is... But they got to keep dragging it out, as you guys just pointed out. So it is a little, obviously the zombies aren't super active. Nobody's getting, either they're saving deaths or there's not really...
Are we still at one body?
We've only got one body still so far. So unless the body count just piles up at the end, we'll see. I mean, certainly that couple could go any minute. There's plenty of people on the island that could die, but so far, just the poor innocent. I mean, well, I don't know. He was like a fisherman. I don't know what he was.
Just a man with a boat.
Just out there, and then just, got his
living
head
his best life.
chopped off.
Trying to help this poor stranger.
Yeah. This poor stranger who's, not much of a poor stranger. He's just kind of going around this island, do whatever the hell he wants. He has, made it his mission to lust after every woman that's within, 1 foot radius. And, I mean, it's just kind of...
I do like how, so how we're kind of talking about how kind of like racially coded some of this is, where you're just conflating all this voodoo with all the Caribbean stuff. I really like that they're just on the hunt for this blonde white woman. It feels a little on the nose.
It does, right? Yeah, that she's the one who's the most sought after and she's in danger. Yeah, it's very, very much playing into that stereotype. It is kind of ridiculous that they're looking for her. And of course, also that she be a virgin. But if it's been implied that our main character has deflowered her, for lack of a better word, as we saw, they spent a romantic evening together and
kind of diffused the whole thing.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what's kind of, it does seem like they're meandering
kind of killed two birds with one stone.
Yeah, it's like,
there.
well, he took care of it. They can't use her now. They can try, but then the ceremony's not going to work. So,
now they're just going to let everyone go, and then it's going to roll credits.
Oh, rats!
Damn
you
it.
Got us.
Well, that's all we can do. See you later.
We'll wait for the next one.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is very much the backwards interpretation of zombies using voodoo, and that was what everybody understood zombies to be. And like we talked about earlier, it was like 4 years later that finally Night of the Living Dead kind of turned it into just something completely different. And I mean, pretty much almost right away, you moved away from those kind of stereotypes. Again, tonight's film was released 3 years after Night of the Living Dead, which is why you have this title on it, because you want to try to make a connection. Oh, this is a zombie film, but it's not those kind of zombies. It's your, it's your voodoo zombies. And I mean, but Night of the Living Dead just kind of really shifted the focus.
Yeah, I guess to be fair, it doesn't say who's eating whose skin.
Nope. No, it does not. No, I mean, again, it's, the history of misleading titles on this show, the movies we've already watched on this show is, it's astronomical. There's, very, very rarely is a title fully delivered on as you would expect. And so here, obviously not delivered on at all. But
although it is a Caribbean adventure.
It is certainly a Caribbean adventure. It has been.
That one is fair.
That is fair. There's been definitely some hijinks going on, a lot going on. And I mean, yeah, it's you gotta love a good tropical location and people, a laboratory that we can't see the inside of, what's going on in the lab, all kinds of good stuff.
Isn't that always kind of how these go? Like they land on the island and there's like this one, like, like the rich guy with a mansion or whatever, the laboratory.
We've just seen a lot of movies like that this season. I mean, between The Most Dangerous Game and Bloodlust, I mean, isn't that just the plot of just anytime anybody goes to an island, there's some rich eccentric there who's got some kind of hidden room and some kind of crazy thing that he's doing.
His name is Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, thank you. Very good. We don't even want to. I don't even want to go there. It's just scratching the surface.
Yeah, I don't want to go there either, Gary.
No, well, I hope not. I hope not.
Stay away from that island.
Definitely as far.
Yeah, don't go to that island.
Jesus.
No reason to go there.
Talk about Snake Island.
Whoa! All right, I might need to. Yeah, there we go. That was appropriate for that. Very good. Yeah. So I mean, zombie films. And again, I mean, the most violence we've seen in tonight's episode is somebody's head getting cut off.
Which I loved. I loved the effect.
But that was it. But I mean, that was another thing that in the 60s, it was really starting to, again, the code was dying, pretty much dead by 1964. And so tonight's film starts to take advantage of it. But, obviously, Night of the Living Dead really ups the ante for horror movie violence in general. There's eviscerated skeletons and guts and people eating meat off the bones, and it's blood, and it's very gruesome. And so after that, the floodgates open. So the two trailers we're going to see are like kind of where zombie movies were at after Night of the Living Dead. So the first trailer we're going to see is for George Romero's sequel to Night of the Living Dead. Since we've seen the Night of the Living Dead trailer a few times, we're going to see the trailer for Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead was what really kind of kicked the zombie like film craze, like made it a craze, kicked it into high gear, because once Dawn of the Dead came out about 10 years after Night of the Living Dead, you suddenly had all these imitation Dawn of the Deads, usually from foreign countries, mostly Italy. Italy made a lot of zombie films. And so it's the second trailer we're going to see is for an Italian film called in America, it was titled Zombie, and it was actually distributed by the guy who released tonight's film, Jerry Gross. Jerry Gross also released Zombie, but in Italy, Zombie is called Zombie 2. So I'm about to sound like Greg Turkington. So it's called Zombie 2 in Italy because it's an unofficial sequel to Dawn of the Dead, which when it was released in Italy was titled Zombie.
Great.
So, but the thing about Zombie is it takes the Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, violent flesh-eating zombies, and it marries them with this tropical voodoo island story that we have in tonight's film, and it brings the two together, and that's how you get Zombie. And so Zombie's actually an interesting film in the way that it marries the kind of what was new school zombie at the time with old school zombie tropes. And it's, really great special effects, really great makeup in Zombie. Do you guys remember the commercial that came out a couple years ago with the zombie fighting the shark? Did y'all ever see that?
No.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It was some computer commercial, something, but that footage actually comes from Zombie. Like, that's how ridiculous Zombie is there's a zombie that fights a shark, and they have like a real person in zombie makeup fighting a real shark. And that's the Italians. That's how the Italians did it, man. They were so Italian zombie movies are so crazy because the Italians just went there every time. I'm pretty sure Zombie, there's a sequence where all these zombies are supposed to be walking across the Brooklyn Bridge into New York, right? And it's obviously a fake bridge, but that's how they get away with it. They do some kind of trickery, but they're very, very fun trailers. And again, it's an example of what zombie movies kind of turned into in the late 70s and early 80s. I think Dawn of the Dead was 78 and Zombie was 80. So these are, both. I mean, I love Dawn of the Dead. Zombie, I don't think I've seen all the way through, but I've definitely seen the end. That's fun. It's classic. So we're gonna enjoy these two trailers, and then when we come back, we'll get into the exciting conclusion of I Eat Your Skin. So stick around, we'll be right back.
In 1968, George Romero brought us Night of the Living Dead. It became the classic horror film of its time.
Not that room! Not that room!
Now, George Romero brings us the most intensely shocking motion picture experience for all times.
It gets up and kills. The people it kills get up and kill. This situation must be controlled before it's too late. They are multiplying too rapidly.
Dawn of the Dead.
Meet me on the roof at 9 o'clock. Getting out.
I don't believe
We're
it.
gonna
What?
get out in the chopper. We've got to survive. Somebody's got to survive.
They kill for one reason. They kill for food. They eat their victims.
Imagine, if you will, that something has gone terribly wrong.
Shoot it, man.
Now, accept the fact that there's no escaping the horrible consequences. George Romero brings back the dead. Night of the Living Dead has ended. Dawn of the Dead is here.
We must not be lulled by the concept that these are our family members or our friends. They are not. They will not respond to such emotions.
Operator dead. Post abandoned. We may never get out alive. It's everywhere. What the hell is it?
Looks like a shopping center, one of those big indoor malls.
What are they doing? Why do they come here?
Some kind of instinct, memory, what they used to do. This was an important place in their lives.
What is it?
We've got a war.
I'm afraid.
We have spawned our own savagery. Soon, it will consume us all. It is a horrible, hauntingly accurate vision of the mindless excesses of a society gone mad.
They must be destroyed on sight.
When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
We are down to the line, folks. We are down to the line.
Dawn of the Dead.
And we are back. So that was a trailer for Dawn of the Dead and Zombie. Again, both they're both very like violent movies, but also with some humor and some social commentary.
Do you need a barf bag?
You might need a barf bag for Zombie. It's pretty gruesome, pretty scary stuff. I mean, that again, that's all part of the promotional gimmicks, man. Whatever ballyhoo you can drum up. So,
you guys ever barfed at a movie?
No.
I think of like what could have possibly be in a movie that would make me just lose my lunch over it.
I watched a movie with a person who barfed because it was a 3D movie and the 3D effects were too. It was Avatar. It was the first Avatar, and it was just so powerful that they barfed.
They got
should have been passing out barf bags for Avatar.
Right? Yeah, they got airplane sickness.
Yeah,
flying around on the dinosaur.
Yeah, I think that was about where it happened. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, I know. Most recently, you had some similar marketing for the movie Terrifier 2, which was apparently causing people to vomit in the theater. And again, I don't know if that's true. It's something that again, it looks good for publicity, but I don't know that anybody's. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that. Yeah, ain't no way.
I don't think so. I've certainly never vomited myself, so I don't know. It's always been a thing to exaggerate the effect that a horror movie has on its public. I mean, from the first Frankenstein, it was they had nurses at the screening because people are passing out, right? So they didn't.
The nurses are passing out barf bags.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, in that time, they definitely should have. But I mean, those are both, I mean, they are both very graphic films. I mean, Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, I mean, it's very graphic. The makeup effects, the gore effects were done by Tom Savini, and he's one of the masters of horror movie makeup. So it is like, I mean, the movie is 2.5 hours long. It's like, there are different cuts. So some cuts run a little over 2 hours, some go to 2.5 hours. It's a long movie, but it is So good. I love Dawn of the Dead. And again, Zombie I haven't seen, but I've seen the last little, like the second half, I think I've seen. And what I saw I enjoyed, but as far as the story, I don't know. I don't really know what it is. But yeah, I mean it was just it became a really popular genre like throughout the 80s. And of course now, with Walking Dead and all that, it's kind of going down recently.
I think people are. I'm just so tired of zombies. I've been so tired of zombies for a while.
Yeah, it kind of wore out their welcome.
Yeah, we had that. We had the big spike in the late aughts, some of the 2010s.
Yeah. I mean, I think definitely through the 2010s. I mean, you had, between The Walking Dead and I know there's a lot of other zombie stuff. I mean, it just got at one point.
The Zombie Survival Guide and World War Z were popular kind of around then.
And every video game was a zombie game.
Right, yeah, there was that. The Last of Us came out in 2012?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's like when they couldn't think of an enemy to put in a game, and they were just like, "Yep, zombies."
It's zombies.
Yeah, we're definitely on the other side of that wave of popularity now.
What's the new thing? What's the new zombies?
That's a good question.
What is the 2020s going to be known for?
Well, so far it almost seems like you're getting a lot of Dracula stuff, or you're gonna get a lot of Dracula stuff.
So are vampires coming back? We're going back to
vampires.
I
mean, I think so, because you've got Renfield, you've got that movie Last Voyage of the Demeter.
True.
Robert Eggers' Nosferatu is filming, or maybe it's already done filming. And so that's going to be big. Should be a big movie anyway. So
yeah, I guess, did vampires ever really go away?
They just always kind of change forms. In the 2010s, it was all more Twilighty.
Yeah,
right?
They're kind of more romantic vampires.
Right.
Seeing a lot of comedy now. What We Do in the Shadows is pretty big.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So I think vampires are kind of the thing right now.
Yeah.
But I think it's
having a moment.
Zombies kind of had their moment. Now it's the vampires. We get the Frankensteins again here. In the next
Will we get another mummy?
I hope not.
Happy Mother's Day almost.
Oh yeah, happy Mummy's Day. Everybody except King Charles, because his mummy is no longer with us, but now he's king. So what does he got to complain about? He's got to be pretty happy. At the coronation last week.
Yeah, he looked really happy at the coronation.
Oh my God, he looked miserable. He looked so miserable. The little bit of it that I saw that I tuned in for, he was just like, looked like he was a kid, like in trouble. Like he did not look comfortable at all. It was just like, what?
Charles, he hates to be the center of attention.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he doesn't want people looking at his sausage fingers. That's what he's afraid of.
Nobody look!
Nobody look!
Don't look!
Yeah, he thought the sleeves would be big enough on whatever he was wearing that they would cover up his sausage fingers, but everybody saw. Even the Grim Reaper walking around back there. Did y'all see that?
No.
It's like a video clip of like everybody's like sitting in their seats. There's the big hall with like the doors open, and you see somebody walk by that's wearing like this long cloak, and it looks like they've got some kind of sight. And you're just like, what? Stop it. And there was some explanation. I didn't read it, but some explanation for who it was, why they were there. But just the little bit I saw was like, oh yeah, Grim Reaper. Like that's what other people were saying. So it was very, it was a very fun coronation. Was that the title of the speaking of coronation, was that the title of the other zombie movie that I can't remember? King of the Zombies? What was the
Oh yeah, we watched a King of the Zombies.
Was that
didn't
what?
we?
Was that what it was called?
Wasn't that another one where they're on an island?
Yeah, well, that was the one with Mantan. The one with Mantan Moreland is the one I can't remember the title of, and I can't remember if it was King of the Zombies or not.
That's it.
It sounds right.
I think that's what it was.
It just seems like weird too. I don't know. So yeah, no, we're so we know who the King of the Zombies is, but we gotta find out who's gonna be the perfect zombie sacrifice. You know, it'd be really cool. We found out this Playboy actually isn't a Playboy at all. He is a virgin. And
wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah, that would be something. And then he gets sacrificed and everybody's saved.
Yeah, he manages to take that girl's virginity, but he's still a virgin himself.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun. That'd be great. That's how I think it's gonna end. How do you guys think it's gonna end?
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably it. The plane's probably long gone, so unless they're gonna take that rowboat back across the ocean, no one else. So how come there's a lot of people on this island for it to be like so remote that nobody except this one guy can even find it?
Right, yeah, it is pretty populated. Again, they keep using the word the natives. I guess that's... Yeah, she was pretty willing. Yes, thank God. She did give it up. She did invite him into her bed. He did barge into her room first. So that's a little... But, yeah, I mean... I don't know. It's been a pretty drama-filled story so far. So I don't know, maybe we'll see what happens. Any other predictions on the ending? Any other exciting?
Yeah, I got a prediction.
Yeah.
Yeah, the writer closes his book and he goes, "That was the perfect story that I just wrote."
Oh man, that would be great. Throwing it back to Poverty Row. Your classic cop-out ending. That would be
wow, that was a crazy story.
And that was
that I just wrote.
Best story I ever wrote.
He'll die at the end.
That would be awful. That would be pretty terrible. So let's hope not. Fingers crossed. All right. Well, Fresh, if you have it queued up.
I do.
Then we're going to get into the exciting conclusion of I Eat Your Skin right now.
This is your father's lab?
Yes. During the war, the Navy built a gun emplacement in the cliffs to protect the bay. Well, my father built it over into his lab.
Come on. Hurry.
His lab is just an old, pillbox?
Yeah, pretty much.
This is my lab.
Hey, Tom! I know him. He's my friend.
That was very fluid.
What on earth are you doing here?
I'm sorry, Miss Janine. I wanted to warn you. You must leave the island. Why must she leave the island? She's in great danger. She must leave now, today.
In danger from whom, Fernando?
Papa Nebo. He wants to make you the goat without horns.
What do you mean, goat without horns?
I must leave now. Please, miss. You must go.
He wants to make you the goat without horns.
That's what the kids are calling it nowadays.
What's in here?
Good question. Somebody's gonna get written up.
Who left the torch on?
Guys, if OSHA comes in here, we're fucked, okay? They're gonna have my ass.
I mean, I can't imagine that this old machine gun emplacement is very, like, well ventilated. You just put, like, a lit torch in there, the whole thing's gonna hear really smoky. What?
The lab.
He's done some renovations, I see.
Great.
There's somebody... Did anybody get credited for ADRing this Cobra?
Nope.
Alright, now bite on this.
That's terrifying. Oh my god!
Is he intubating the snake?
What are they doing to it?
He's gonna blow it up like a balloon.
The snake got COVID.
He's gonna tie it into a dog.
Shut up. This is not Shrek, okay?
Yes, it is.
The snake's on a feeding tube. It's an old snake.
I say take it out. I say let him go.
The snake did not file a DNR.
They're really milking the snake scene. No pun intended.
Oh my god, get out. Get out.
Are we in Lavender Town?
Yeah, that's why everyone's going crazy.
Start the spaceship.
Oh, Fresh, you and your sound effects.
Sure is a lot of science happening.
My god.
Got some peanut butter on your face.
Is it getting worse? Oh, okay.
Oh no!
Wow, jeez.
He's showing advanced symptoms of zombieism. He's turning into a ball of clay.
Ah!
Don't you wish that all zombies had these huge eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you could tell easier when someone turns.
Janine! What are you doing here? I told you never to come here. Mr. Harris, I thought I left word that I wasn't to be disturbed.
Father, please. I've never seen you like this before. Tom
What is this,
and I
bring
came
your
to ask
daughter
you
to work
leave the
for-
island with us. You've been wanting to leave for a long time. Now's your chance.
Come with us, Doctor. I have reason to believe your daughter will be in serious trouble if you stay on here.
Please leave at once.
Janine, you go to the house and go to your room.
Father,
Okay, I've been really confused this whole time. I didn't realize that was her father. I thought the other guy was her father.
I have no idea what the fuck's going on, dude.
It's too late.
Why?
Believe me, it is too late. I know I was very selfish in wanting to keep you here with me. Mr. Harris, I'd appreciate it if you took Janine with you.
She said why, and he's just like, it's too late.
In here? What are you people up to? It's best that you don't know. There's nothing anyone can do. I think you'd better go now.
Father, please.
It's on a need-to-know basis.
I can't leave without you.
And you don't need to freaking know.
Hate it when people.
It's late. We're going to have to leave if we're going to catch that tide.
No, Tom.
And you know.
So what is all this? It doesn't matter. None of this matters.
He's just really depressed.
Yeah, that's a good point as sake. I want to see her bust out these jujitsu skills if she's got them. Not just...
Look out!
Where are they, sir?
It's past 3 o'clock.
Here they come
now.
We haven't seen them in a bit.
Is their plane still there? I was really hoping they were just going to get rid of the plane.
Stay here. Enrico, Doug, come with me.
But why is she smiling like that?
Come on, let's get this thing airborne.
And the plane's just there. Do they have gas? Can they not hear? They
explosive.
You think that's gonna blow up? Or...
This is a video game enemy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you just shoot the explosives and he blows up.
Right, you get the combo, so it blows up the group.
Oh my gosh.
Look out!
Oh my god. Bro, you already know bullets cannot stop that thing.
Terrible shot.
I always love that in old movies when people throw the gun
yeah.
at the last resort. Like, yeah!
Holy cow.
Very good.
Wow.
Very good. Throw it! Throw the debris! Cue debris! Been there, done that.
Yep. I've been down there.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's the camera crew shadows. Did you see that? It was like 3 or 4 people and a whole bunch of equipment. That was a
gaff. So what are they going to do? Their plane's blown up.
Yeah, they're pretty much stuck there now.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, this music is something else.
There's nothing else for it. See you, buddy.
Nice.
Nice. What a dive.
That was not a pool at all. Definitely not. Definitely not.
No. No. Swim to me. No.
Uh-oh.
No. No. No.
No, Papá Nebo, por favor, no me hagas eso. Haré cualquier cosa.
Aguántalo.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
oh, jeez.
Right into his spine. It all starts with the eyes.
The eyes are definitely the most memorable thing about this movie.
Definitely unsettling.
I don't think any other movie does it quite like that.
No. I mean, there's an older one that kind of has some zombies where the eyes are really pronounced, and that's I Walked with a Zombie. I think that's where this movie takes some inspiration from.
Another voodoo.
Yep. Yeah.
Another island movie.
Oh man, y'all are in for a rude awakening.
It's not gonna work.
Unclean! Unclean!
Wait, where are we? Where'd that boat come from?
Stop talking. Shut up.
Shh! Pointing out plot holes. Be quiet. This is how we get home.
Kind of sounded like two people swimming.
Oh my god.
Most incompetent guard.
What are you going to do with a flare gun?
I don't know, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, they threw the real gun in the water.
Yeah.
I wonder where this leads.
I don't know, but we haven't got much choice.
What's behind door number one? What do you mean? He knows where that... Doesn't he know where that goes? Hasn't he already been in there? Oh no.
Oh, wow.
Ah, yikes. Oh, that poor chicken. Really great special effects. I hope that was a special effect.
I hope so. Just kill that chicken. Movie.
What are they doing?
They're padding out the runtime.
Wait a minute, I've got an idea.
Okay, we're gonna do some Scooby-Doo shit.
You know how to dance, right?
Come on, come on.
This actually does remind me a lot of Isle of the Snake People.
Look, comedian, put it on.
With Boris Karloff, which came out later. Actually, released the same year, but filmed like 8 years before. Or wait, no, like 3 years before. 3 or I mean,
the whole dance number.
Yeah, pretty much. What?
Did he drop a flare in the fire?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, wow. Expertly thrown knife.
Yeah, shocker. Ah, who could have guessed?
God, it's Bentley. Open up the door.
Turns out he was a virgin. He works as a sacrifice. It all worked out. Technically a blonde. Oh, not happy. Having a little bit of trouble, just a little bit of trouble.
That was the best take they got of that.
Uh-oh. Oh, you didn't close the door very well, bro. What?
What is going on in this machine?
Danger, danger.
What happened? What's that noise? It's the end of Voodoo Island and Charles Bentley's dream of conquering the Earth with an indestructible army. Come on.
Great to get that motivation now after he's already dead. And,
yeah. Okay.
Somebody's off camera going, whoop, whoop, whoop.
I don't know.
I'm convinced.
I'm sure.
What's the matter? The damn thing won't start. Más rápidos.
Y'all better freaking get. Come on, you know jujitsu. Why even set that up as a plot point if you're not going to use it?
they were lying. They were just kidding.
She knows jujitsu. JK.
LOL. Oh shit!
Wow, the power over there. Oh my god!
Just went in
Uppercut.
like butter. Oh!
Shut up with the flare gun.
Shut up with the flare,
God.
dude.
Doug, take over.
All right, take over. See?
Don't touch it.
Well, yep, pull it out. Roll him over on his back.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Part of the set came up. You see that? Like part of the whole mountain came up.
Good lord. What was in that machine?
Wow. I like that. That's pretty cool looking.
I was getting no place with the injections of the animals. So I started using natives as human guinea pigs.
Great. Don't care now.
To a cure for cancer, the bombarded snake venom was setting up a curious reaction in the body tissues, making the subject devoid of will, a human vegetable. Please, doctor, don't talk.
Yeah,
Please,
it's
don't.
the end of the movie.
Please,
Stop.
please, shut the fuck up.
And when he found the results of my experiments, Bentley became obsessed with the idea of creating an army of these unfortunate people. And he threatened to expose me to the authorities unless I helped him with this mad scheme.
But why did Bentley try to kill Janine?
Bentley needed father.
This feels very much like a
With me out of the way,
Scooby-Doo.
you wouldn't have any fear of
resolution.
him leaving.
Oh, my baby. What a life I've given you. Mr. Harris?
Yes, sir.
Perhaps.
Take care of my girl. Yep, he's dead. He did.
He would have gotten away with it if it weren't for these meddling kids. Sorry, children.
Children. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, children.
Back in Miami.
If he's surrounded by a pool full of women again, I'm gonna be pissed. Voodoo Island.
Aha, look at this cool book.
Then he reached the top of the trellis which led to her bedroom and cautiously...
We're in this book.
There she was on the bed, naked. Her bedclothes thrown off because of the heat. His heart stopped at her magnificence. He climbed through the window and stood there looking at her. Slowly, she stirred in her sleep. Slowly, her eyes began to open, and they looked at each other. At that rare moment, they knew they must have each other. He stripped off his clothes and was about to go to her when...
Oh, you.
Oh, hi.
You.
Now that jujitsu comes in handy. Ha!
Man, wasn't that a really traumatizing experience we just had?
Yeah, you would think her father's
I'm
dead.
over it.
Oh, look. Oh, my God. The
Wow.
beach is right there by the pool. Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
that's a nice shot.
Take me there, please. Why? Why are we looking at this cloud? Was that it?
Music.
Yeah. That was I Eat Your Skin. What did we think, boys?
Boy, wow. That movie sure did cover a lot of ground. I'd be lying if I said, didn't say that, or the back half of the movie I couldn't quite follow it completely.
No,
I should say.
mean there wasn't a lot to follow. Like the back half of the movie was just them running around away from things. There really wasn't much plot in the back half, and they offloaded it all in the very last scene when the man is dying on the boat.
Yeah,
that's
that was
when they
a lot.
unload all the plot.
That was a lot.
That was because again, instead of baking that plot in throughout to kind of give you some semblance of here's where the story's heading, here's where everything's going, it's okay. Instead of weaving that in, we're not that creative, so we're just gonna have our characters run around and then we're gonna offload it all in a monologue at the end. So certainly not the most creative storytelling, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it was I'm blown away by the fact that, especially with the cheesiness of that ending, it is such a 60s film. The idea of it being released, because again, you have to think 1964, depending on when in 1964, things are still relatively cheesy and corny anyway. By 1971, you've already had the Summer of Love. You've been through or you're in the worst parts of Vietnam at this point. The violence and the kind of just shift in the counter culture, in the late 60s. You don't see that in this. You don't see it's still very I don't know, just the cheesiness of this main character, and again the callback at the end of him being in the pool surrounded by all these women as he's telling this sexy story.
Yeah, it's very cheesy,
It's
very kind of very light.
It's back when the Playboy Club was still just a fanciful idea. Oh, isn't that quaint? No, freaking, it's not quaint at all. It's really horrifying when you dig into the underbelly of it all. But at this time things were still very much pro patriarchy and pro the man can be a fox and a wolf. Yeah, that's what it was. A man can be a wolf, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. But I mean,
it really did feel like an Archer episode.
Yeah, right?
Just played straight.
Yeah, played straight, which is not, it comes off totally just out of touch, So yeah, definitely a product of its time.
I mean, really though, there was a bit to appreciate there.
Yeah, not for lack of trying.
The swamps and the island. The zombie makeup was
questionable.
But I will remember it. I will give it that.
Yeah, I mean the look is definitely off-putting. If the shit wasn't slathered on their face, if it didn't look somebody's hands just kind of wiped.
I should say I'll remember it because it looks kind of silly.
It looks silly, but it is it is a look, right? It is a unique look. At least they're trying with that. There's model work. They are definitely trying to make an interesting adventure film with some horror in it. Not much horror, but some.
There's a lot of exciting blanking on the term, but the other the explosion, the plane exploding, the island exploding. I mean, there's They did try.
Right. Yeah.
Didn't maybe all pay off, but
not quite. Not quite, but yeah, they did try. And again, this is very low budget regional filmmaking at its finest. I mean, again, Miami, Florida was not a film hub by any means at the time. You had some independent filmmakers that just, I mean, again, a filmmaker who we've seen a couple of his trailers on this show, Herschel Gordon Lewis. He was down in Miami, Florida at the time making movies because they were usually in Chicago making movies, and they were like, anything we could do to get out of Chicago, once we realized, we could just go down to Florida and make a movie really cheap and easy and quick. They were like, oh God, let's do that so we get the fuck out of Chicago. And I mean, again, the benefits of making movies on the beach. I mean, you can't beat that. So yeah, I mean, you have to appreciate like the on location work here, and the model work. There are things to appreciate, but by and large, a very, very cheesy 60s voodoo zombie movie. Pretty par for the course, but
which really, I mean, if you think, about the title, even I Eat Your Skin is a pretty cheesy title.
It is. It definitely is.
So maybe that fits it a little better than the other three.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with that. I think I could definitely agree with that. Cheesy is definitely just the tone of the film, without a doubt. But yeah, that was I Eat Your Skin, and that was our 9th episode of season 5. So we are we've got one more, boys, and then that's all she wrote. And you know what next week is, actually? Tonight was our 49th episode. So next week we're celebrating our 50th episode of the Scream Stream, our golden jubilee, if you will. So we're going to be celebrating in style, of course, with a Bela Lugosi movie. That's how we close out every season. And our first Ed Wood movie of the stream, we're going to be watching Bride of the Monster.
Oh, yeah.
Starring Bela Lugosi. I mean, this is, if you haven't seen it, it is your classic Lugosi mad scientist movie, of course, through the lens of Ed Wood, which is just a weird experience.
We've talked about Ed Wood quite a bit on this show.
We've talked about him quite a bit on this show. I kind of always grew up with Ed Wood as like a cult figure in my purview through being a fan of Lugosi. It just like, once I learned about his Ed Wood phase and saw the movie Ed Wood, and then I got into Ed Wood's, early work. His later work is a whole other thing. But I mean, he was he's always considered one of the worst directors of all time.
Yeah, for the uninitiated, he's...
If you don't know, he's considered, one of the worst. His films are considered some of the worst films ever made.
They're kind of like so bad they're good. Kinda. They're pretty bad.
They're pretty bad. It's funny. Plan 9 from Outer Space is one of his films was actually on Turner Classic Movies the other day, and I was cracking up. Me and my dad were both watching it, cracking up because it's just so
they put an Ed Wood movie on Turner.
They
Classic.
do, yeah, they do. They give him his time. And it was a really nice, clean copy too. But it's funny watching the Lugosi footage in that. It's ridiculous, but I mean, Lugosi. The last couple films he had were with Ed Wood, and Ed Wood is kind of a controversial character in Lugosi's life in terms of, if you view him as helping Lugosi and giving him work and giving him purpose, or, was he taking advantage of Lugosi? Different people have different opinions on the subject, but this is definitely Lugosi's last big role. And I think we'll kind of, the more that I think about it, the more I really see the differences in Lugosi in his heyday, or at least when he was a leading Poverty Row actor in the movies that we've seen, versus how we'll see him in Bride of the Monster, which is, kind of post his addiction and obviously much older. He's just he looks frail. He's definitely
tired Lugosi.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely just, but he always gives it his all. Lugosi is just, that's why we give the man his due at the end of every season. So next Friday will be no exception. And of course, on Wednesday, we'll be watching our final episode of Lights Out. And that's going to be as far as I know, a really good one. I'm really excited for it. So it'll be a good way to send off Lights Out, which has been a really fun show, really enjoyable show. And yeah, after next week, we'll be done with season 5. We'll take a week off and then we'll be back. So we won't be gone long. Until then, you can go catch up on all of our past episodes over on our YouTube page, which is at Scream Stream Live. Please go like and subscribe. Just check out all of our videos, shorts, playlists, all that good stuff. You can find us over on Twitter and Instagram at Scream Stream Show. You can find me over on Twitter at Spakenstein. Find Fresh Rogan over on Twitter and Instagram at Fresh Rogan. And of course, Mr. Evan Sink is on Twitter at Caligari Cursed. Anything? And first off, thanks everybody so much for joining us tonight. Thank you, S Sink. Thank you, boys, as always. Anything before we sign off tonight?
Do you guys think I could pull off a pair of sunglasses like that?
Without a doubt.
Oh, for sure.
Next,
the G-Man sunglasses
with the beads.
Yes. Next episode. Those. Next episode. You better be rocking them.
I'll get my hot glue gun out.
It's arts and crafts time.
It's arts and crafts time. Amazing. Until next week. Sweet screams, everybody.
Creep tight.
And to all, a good fright.